Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm repainting these metal tables and chairs here. Got to repaint them. This walkway here is connected between the Winter Garden, which you really can't see because all the lights are off, the Winter Garden, and the mall. But this part of the Winter Garden right here actually belongs to the food court in the mall. So these tables and chairs belong to the mall. Over the years, they got rust and paint chipped off of them. So what I'm doing is putting this stuff on it. This rust spray. It's actually red in color, and it prevents further rust. And then what I do is I spray paint it with like a cream colored spray paint, and voila, table looks like new. This mall actually started out as a parking ramp. This mall was once just a parking ramp nobody was using that was connected to the Winter Garden. A lot of money went into this mall. TB started out here in like 93. Around 93. To build this place, it took about, well, OTB took over 6 stores. Well, yeah, around 6 stores. Right here, there used to be an arcade called Time Out. They used to have their sign right here. Right here is where the arcade entrance was. If you look closely, you can see, kind of hard to focus, you can see a line right above the door. It goes all the way down to that little doorway there. That's where the arcade's door was. At the time the arcade was here, this food court was packed with people. Every day during the lunch hour, every night it used to be pretty steady. But on the weekends, this whole food court was packed with people. On busy shopping days during the holidays, it was hard to get into this food court. And over at Time Out, forget it. You couldn't even get in there. Right here, there used to be, well, I remember when this was a handbag store, Secaucus Handbag. But somebody told me it used to be a restaurant. I know right here where Honeymoon Capital is, that used to be a restaurant. GNC's original. GNC's been here since the mall opened. Deb's shop just recently moved into this space right here. This used to be Newport News, I believe. Newport News was a clothing store. After they left, the space was empty for a long time. Barely Ours used to be a bookstore. I don't know what it was before a bookstore. I imagine it used to be a clothing store or something. Greetings and More is going to be leaving soon. Well, before it was Greetings and More, it was Radio Shack. I think Radio Shack was the original. I think Radio Shack was original when the mall first opened. This game room, well, I would actually call it a game room. It's more or less a closet. This was originally Deb Shop. As you can see, this whole side of the mall is empty. Right here there was a store called USA Classic. And then here was, I don't know if you could see it, I'll have to move. This was a store called, I think this was a store called Video Games R Us. And then right here was Athlete's Den. Right here was CPI. Before that it was Photomat. And of course right here it was Music for Less. And this was Trench, but before it was Trench it was Varsity Sports, and then it was something else. But I remember Lindsay Photo was on this side, and all kinds of original shops. Originally, this was Playland Toys, and then that company was bought out by KB Toys, and KB took over this space and stayed here for a few years. Stayed here for a long time, and then once KB Toys left, the kids really stopped coming to this mall. Candy Barrel's original. Rite Aid was here, but it's gone now. They use this for storage for London Fog. Here used to be a, not a handbag place, it used to be like a luggage store. Before that was London Fog, it was Fashion Bug, and down there it was Fashion Bug Plus. Or the other way around, I can't remember. This is where Honeymoon Capital used to be. Now they're upstairs. This was Arrow. Before it was Arrow, it was something else. I remember when it was Cavage's music store. Horsheim used to be Walden Bookstore. I don't know what it was before that. This was all for $1. I remember if you walk around this way, let me see, all this was all for $1, but right about here there used to be a hallway, and this was like Ches Chocolate and other shops were here. Before this was Thomas Cook, it was Marine Midland Bank. Before it was Marine Midland Bank, I remember it was a place called Great Expectations Hair Design. You go in there and get your hair cut. And these doors were never here before. I mean, when this mall first opened, it was just those exterior doors and a floor right there. And then after a few years, they put those doors in, the interior doors. Before Burger King was here, from here all the way to right about there. This used to be a nightclub called Scruples. All this. This was, I don't know, this was something. Then it was Socks Galore. Casual Corner was over here. Well, at least the fountain's original.